Heck.
Yeah, we're here. We did it.
Hey.
Hi.
Happy anniversary to John. That's where he is this week.
Yeah, happy anniversary to them. 5 years, I think he was saying.
Oh, I don't remember. I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure that's what it... Man, time's just going by real quick. Time's going.
5 years. What? We probably say this every time, but like, which anniversary is that? I feel like 5 is probably something important.
I don't know. Let's see.
I guess that's more. Well, we should ask him next week if he does it. If he followed the rule.
Yeah, see if he knows it or whatever. So 5 is wooden. I know he won't listen to this.
Yeah, I feel
anyway.
like I've actually heard that one. So okay.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll see if he did something wooden.
Yeah.
Next week. But yeah, that's what John's been up to. What have you been up to in the last week?
Man, I started a new shift, so I've just been working. Like, I don't know. Anytime there's like a change in your routine, it takes a little bit. So that's been taking up my life right now.
Yeah, new shift, which is why we can go live earlier now, which is definitely appreciated. So for those who want to watch live, 7 Pacific, 8 Mountain Time is the goal.
Yep.
Going forward, what caused the shift change?
We needed. I mean, I can't get into specifics. I needed to be there at certain times for certain things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Right on.
And it worked out because I kind of wanted to like not be sitting around for 2.5 hours in the middle of the night doing nothing, which is what I would do before coming home. Like literally just on my phone for 2 hours. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Gotta sneak a DS in there or something.
Yeah, exactly. God, it's so boring. But so now I kind of have more to do during the day. Makes it go by a bit quicker.
Okay.
Yeah, not bad.
Right on. Very cool. Trying to think, not a lot's going on with me. Did I watch anything? What was last weekend? Dumb Money, the GameStop meme stock movie.
How is it?
That was pretty enjoyable. I mean, I had been kind of, following it as because it was like in the news on video game news sites, so I was following it tangentially, so I knew some of it but not all of it.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, enjoyable. I don't know if I'm probably not going to see it again.
Yeah, that's fair.
Did you follow any of the news that came out of the Netflix like animation event thing that they had?
No, I've been bombarded with it by other people, but no, like I've seen a few things that like are coming out and whatever, but I haven't looked into them or seen trailers or anything.
I hadn't watched the trailers, but I was just kind of seeing like, the thumbnail and like what it was. There's a lot of good stuff that I'm excited about coming out. Like,
sure.
Scott Pilgrim.
Yep.
New Castlevania looks really good. They announced Devil May Cry, which maybe I'll check that out. They announced Tomb Raider, which maybe I'll check that out.
Yep. All good things.
The part 2 of Masters of the Universe Revelations. I loved part 1 of that He-Man show, so I'm very excited for more of that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, those are the big ones that jumped out at me. Is Chicken Run a Netflix one? Was that part of it?
Oh, that doesn't sound familiar to me.
Too, right?
But so maybe not.
Maybe.
I don't know if
that was included in there, but I did see like a new update on Chicken Run, and I am looking forward to more Chicken Run.
Okay.
Yeah, cool stuff to look forward to, that's for sure.
Yeah. No, a lot of stuff for sure. It's good.
And this starting tomorrow is Gen V, the boys like college spin-off show.
Oh my god, that's right.
Which is getting really good reviews already.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that.
So I believe 2 episodes are out tomorrow. I'm very excited to watch that for sure.
Yeah.
Only Murders, though. 1 more episode left. Are you caught up?
No, this weekend we're catching up for Tuesday or whatever. So we.
Oh right, you wanted to binge them all. That's right.
Oh, okay. I'm definitely going to binge them all. I can't stop. The way those episodes end, I can't like just turn it off. Right. I can't do it.
Right. Yeah, that's what you were saying. Yep.
Yeah. And Sex Education as well is out.
Yes, we've been watching that. We have like 3 episodes left. It's good.
It's good.
Also quite good. Yep.
Okay. Good. I'm glad to hear it.
I would love if they released like a box set of that show, but I don't think Netflix cares.
Yeah, true.
That is something I would love to have on my shelf. So,
Sure.
anyway, enough about videos. Let's talk about video games. This is the top-down perspective, and it's September 28th. 2023 for the last time. There won't be another one of these.
True.
I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck. Another top-down perspective? There won't be another one? This is a lot.
There won't be another September 28th, 2023.
That's a weird way to just say that, like, this is the last episode ever. It's like, there won't be another one of these.
Not the last episode. Nope. I can almost guarantee there will be another episode next week.
It's the first I've heard of it.
Paul, what have you been playing?
I've just been playing nothing but Payday 3. Like, I don't know.
Right, you were real excited. It seems from your Twitter, it seems like there has been a roller coaster of emotion around this game.
So the thing is that there's a lot of really good things and additions to this game that make it incredible, like a really good follow-up, but also some really boneheaded things or decisions they made, particularly involving the fact that it is always online and you can't play by yourself offline. So even if you're playing by yourself, the way you do it is to lock your game to be invite only and then wait for a server to open for you to join it basically. and this wouldn't necessarily be so bad if not for the first 3 days they had constant server issues where nobody could play. That was a big problem. And like, I like to go through these missions, these heists myself on the hardest difficulty, stealth-wise, like one of the first times or whatever. So I've been having just a nightmare of a time getting a game for a long time. And now that I got the games and like they worked the server issues out, it's a little more smooth sailing. There's some other weird decisions I'm not a big fan of. They definitely designed this game with the thought that you should always be playing with somebody. Because, like, some of the heists have just an objective or two that you, like, literally cannot do alone. That you need at least one other person to, like, coordinate with. Which is fine for, it's obvious that they designed it with the idea that you're going to be playing with somebody at some point at all times. But as somebody like me and a lot of the community, I found out, actually don't like that, because we all kind of like not always do you have a buddy ready or a crew ready to go, so you like want to play by yourself a little bit, you know. And now I can't do like this major thing to get more experience and money because I need somebody else to hit a thing while I do a thing or whatever, and that sucks. Like, that just feels bad.
Is it actually impossible, or do you just need to get good?
Some of the stuff you do need another person to do a thing. Like, for example, the earliest one that most people will encounter is the first bank. You break into the vault, and there's a bunch of money bags with die packs on them that ruin the money. And you have a limited time to like make them to disarm them. The fastest you can do, I think there's I think there's 6. You only have enough time on any difficulty if you're solo to do 4 if you're really quick. So you will always ruin 2 no matter what. And the AI isn't smart enough to like help you or any of that stuff. So just stuff like that where you need somebody else to like do some of it.
But you could still finish the level, you just couldn't get 100% blah yada yada.
Yes, no, you can finish all the levels or whatever, but you can't do them flawlessly or perfectly with all the objectives or something for some of them. That's really all the problem is. I
mean, it's a heist game. You're supposed to have a crew. I've seen the movies. I've seen Heat.
It is true. And I guess technically you always do, but the computer is stupid, and they will literally just stand around and do nothing while you do everything. So
I see. Okay. Okay, so that's some of the downsides. You said there's a lot of good things, though. So what are some good new things?
So because they're using a real engine now, I don't know if people are aware, but the old engine that they used for Payday 2 was their own like proprietary like racing engine that they kind of finagled together to make a shooter in with the mechanics and stuff, which is kind of impressive. But that old engine sucks for a lot of things, and it's the reason why they couldn't release DLC on the consoles. So like console players got shafted really bad at a certain point with updates. It had errors here and there doing stuff. It just had weird janky ways of doing everything. But like, I don't know, a lot of it was serviceable at the time and fine. This is, I think, Unreal. I'm sure I will be corrected if I'm wrong, but because it's an actual engine that's made for shooters and stuff like that, the shooting and all that stuff feels good, finally, for the first time. Like, anytime it goes loud and you're being attacked by a bunch of cops and SWAT members and stuff like that, it at least feels like a competent, normal shooter in a way that these games I don't feel ever have. And that's kind of great, because yeah, that's a big reason why I liked playing solo to begin with, is because I didn't like getting into giant gunfights in an engine that sucked at doing giant gunfights for the most part.
Google says Unreal Engine 4 with plans to bump it up to 5 post-launch.
Okay, yeah, that sounds about right then. So yeah, it just feels better in that way. There's a lot of quality of life things that they added. Even to stealth, there's a lot of stuff you can do now in stealth before you even put your mask on and like it's on sort of thing. Like you can do a lot of stuff in casing mode is what they call it. And that's great. Yeah, there's a lot of really, really positive changes, but I don't know. I've been flip-flopping on it a little bit. The progression is still there. I know a lot of people in the community are kind of mad about the progression because it's tied to challenges, which are essentially just like an in-game achievement system. But I don't mind that, really. Like, it doesn't bother me too much because the achievements are literally just like get to level 20, beat this like stage on very hard, like stuff that you would be doing normally anyway. I feel like I might feel differently when I get to the point where the challenges I need to complete are very specifically do like X thing X amount of times and I don't want to do that thing. Then I'll probably be a little more pissy about it. But right now it's fine. And it feels like there's a reason to actually do the missions loud now too, because there's a lot of stuff tied to the guns. You level up guns and stuff like that to unlock better mods and cosmetic stuff for them. So everything about it just kind of feels a little bit better in the gameplay loop of it, even though there's like some technical issues here and there, and they've released kind of an idea of what's to come. So I'm excited to see where it goes. But it is a little sparse in content right now. There are only 8 heists in the game, which I know is kind of a point of contention for some people. But I will counter that by saying I am playing it on Game Pass because I have Game Pass, and it is cross progression. So if it leaves Game Pass, my progress will transfer over to any other platform I decide to buy it on in the future. So yeah, I don't know. It's been a good time. I've been obsessed with it in the way that I get obsessed with Payday, where it is like I'd be playing it right now if we weren't doing this. Every night I come home and I play like 3 to 5 hours of it, and the weekend I just spent an ungodly amount of time just kind of grinding out levels and seeing different ways you can approach different stuff with podcasts and videos on and stuff, and I'm pretty lost in it. So that's kind of the only thing I've been playing this week.
Nice. Yeah, I have a downloaded Game Pass as well. So I think it's going to be kind of the next co-op game once we finish Redfall.
Cool.
But this week I've been trying to mainline Starfield.
Yeah.
I guess technically not mainlining it. I finished up all the faction missions. Now I'm doing the main story, and I think I'm pretty close to the end.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because I want to get this wrapped before I start Cyberpunk, which I also have downloaded and ready to go, which everyone is losing their mind over.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'm just going to start that game over because that seems to be like the consensus from like everyone.
Yeah.
Based on how many like new things there are.
I was thinking about it too, because apparently they changed how the perks work. So like,
that was like the big thing. Yeah.
So inherently that I don't know that I would even know how to like do my perks with my character at this point, but
And they refunded everything, so you're going to have just like a ton of things to slot in, and so nothing's going to kind of have a natural learning curve to it.
Yeah, it's going to be weird, but at the same time, I don't want to play 10 hours of that campaign just to get to the content that I want, because apparently it's kind of deep in there. Not deep, but like it's in there.
Oh, is it? I thought I heard the other way around, but maybe
You have to get to a certain point in the story, which is at least a few hours of play. Of just mainlining.
Well, that's fine, because I would like to play a little bit of standard, or I guess 2.0 Cyberpunk before I move into the DLC.
Sure.
So that seems good for me, but yeah, hopefully I can get to that this weekend.
Yeah.
Because right now, it's Starfield, and I'm enjoying Starfield quite a bit.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot because you're almost done. It's pretty
almost
good.
Done it. Yeah. And then so I've been playing a little bit of Resident Evil 8 for a weird reason.
Is it the iOS?
It's going to be. So I'm doing a video for work where we're comparing a few different platforms because it can now run on the new iPhones.
Right.
That's actually the version I haven't played yet because that doesn't come out until the 28th, the 3rd, so Saturday, I guess. So I'm going to be playing that next week to kind of wrap up the last chunk of the video that we need.
Mm-hmm.
But so what this meant is I needed to capture and play a bunch of footage of the Xbox version, which I had played before, but I just started a new game and played like the first hour.
Okay.
But what I wanted to bring up was that I played the Switch version, which is a cloud version.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How did that go?
That sucks.
Oh, okay.
I really feel bad for anyone who only has a Switch and wants to play Resident Evil Village, and they're stuck with the cloud version. Because I was playing it in the office where we had like 250 down, 100 megabits up. Mm-hmm. That is fast internet.
Mm-hmm.
This thing sucked. Like, rarely did the camera move smoothly for me.
Oh man, that's brutal.
So my character almost looked like they were just like moving at like on like an axis, like a gear, and I almost thought like, is that just like a weird style thing they did for the Switch version? But no, it's just because the leg was so long that it was like moving a whole chunk at a time. So it just made like, I set it to casual because I was like, I don't need this to be hard. I don't like how scary it is, even though it was like the second time I played through the first hour. But just trying to get like headshots, it was like, this is mind numbing. This is awful. I'm going to just keep shooting them in the back because all I can do is, as long as I'm hitting them, I guess that's better than nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know who, I'm very curious what made them decide to put it on the Switch, like what kind of data they had. 7 wasn't on the Switch, was it?
A bunch of them released on the Switch. Let me check it out here. I can't remember. I feel like 7 was, yeah.
It is, and it also was cloud. So I guess like enough people bought the cloud version on Switch where they were like, all right, that is like green lights us doing the development for 8.
Right. Yeah, no, every Resident Evil is on the Switch if you don't count the old classics, all of the remakes.
But I'm assuming it's just these 2 that are cloud.
Yeah, probably.
I guess the big question is like, is 6 cloud? Because that would probably be
No, I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure that is an actual release. But that was also PS3. So like that makes sense.
Yeah, that is a full release. So I guess enough people bought Cloud 7.
Yeah.
That they were like, this green light's 8 for us, and I just can't imagine like that is so many unhappy people. And not only is it so many unhappy people, it's so many people that are just like, I'm not going to buy anything but the Switch, and this is my life, and I play poor quality video games, and that's how I live my life every day. I wake up, I have breakfast, I play a poor quality video game, and then I go to amongst my day, and that is just their life, and that's absurd to me.
Damn. I mean, I'm sure a bunch of them are probably kids that got it for Christmas and love their parents. So, I mean, whatever.
I guess, and they just don't know any better.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is the equivalent of like someone who's like, yeah, I watch all my TV on a standard def TV because I've never even heard of the term high definition. And so like, I don't know if I'm missing out on anything.
Sure. Yeah.
But then don't you feel bad for that person if they're playing the cloud version of Resident Evil 7 on their Switch and they think that's like the top of gaming? They have no concept for games that run better than this. They're just like, this is what games are, right? This is video games?
No, I'm happy for them. It's the allegory of the cave, but for video games.
It literally is Plato's allegory. It absolutely is.
Yeah. But for games.
Yeah.
As long as they're
but if
happy.
they have a Switch, okay, so they have a Switch, and they have like a somewhat stable internet connection, right?
Those two things together, that's going to be a really niche set of gaming people. So, but yes, okay.
If they're playing Cloud 7 to the point where they're like making progress, they must have a stable enough internet connection that they're not taking their Switch and throwing it against the wall.
Sure.
So they're coming back to it and playing it again. Yeah. In that case, they've seen Fortnite. And that game looks
probably play it.
It runs great on the Switch.
Yeah, for sure.
So they have to know there's something else out there.
That there's better things out there. Yeah, probably. I'm sure.
So it's not even allegory of the cave because they're being shown glimpses of a better future, and they're just sitting there being there and they're looking at them and they're going, but that doesn't say Resident Evil 7. That says Fortnite, and I only play games with an R in the name.
There's an R in Fortnite.
I guess Fortnite has an R. Okay, what's a V? I should have said a V. There you
go. Yeah. Okay. There we go.
So it's like, so I do not understand this gamer. I do not understand this person.
Sure. They also have Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake in the cloud. So they half of the library for the thing is cloud gaming.
So people must keep buying these.
Yeah. Oh, surely they do.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, so it doesn't run good, is what you're saying, I think.
No, it doesn't. Well, all I can say is 8 doesn't run good.
Okay, yeah. 7 might run a little bit better.
If you wired it, I'm sure it might run better. But again, I had some pretty great Wi-Fi. So if it wasn't running great on 250 down, 100 up, like what are we doing here?
Yeah, that's tough for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, it's mostly just Starfield this week. So let's talk about some news.
Okay.
Some stuff happened. Unity.
Yes. Yep.
It continued. We knew we were going to talk about it sooner or later. When they updated stuff, they have walked back their initial statement, and my article won't load.
Yeah, so they walked it back. They're actually offering kind of a both situation scenario where you can choose the runtime fee based on your self-reported amount of downloads or installs or whatever, or they will charge you a 2.5% revenue split at a certain point, and you get to choose whichever one, and they will take they will automatically take the lesser of those two, I believe is the kind of end agreement that they came up with.
I have the quote right here. For games that are subject to the runtime fee, we are giving you a choice of either a 2.5% revenue share or the calculated amount based on the number of new people engaging with your game each month. And I understand the people engaging is... Actually, let me just read this next sentence. Unity says both of these numbers are self-reported from data developers. My question is, why wouldn't they just lie?
Because no matter what, like, you have to provide some backup for what you're self-reporting. So they'll have to provide a document of some sort that tracks. But yeah, I mean, I don't think they would necessarily lie. I'm sure some devs would, but yeah, no, I don't know.
Another one of the big updates I wanted to touch on is Unity says that no game with less than $1 million in trailing 12-month revenue will be subject to the runtime fee. So if your game does not make $1 million within the first year, you're fine. So they're really just targeting games that are selling a lot very quickly. And then the other big update is this was in a letter from Unity, so that's why it's worded like this. Next, the letter announces that the fee will only apply to software developed using the next LTS version of Unity, which ships in 2024.
Yeah, that's very important.
Which means that's important because what that means is anyone who is developing a game on Unity right now will not have any of these issues unless they upgrade to the latest model of Unity, which is not even out yet. So all the developers that we were seeing on Twitter saying, I'm getting off, it's going to ruin everything that I'm working on right now, I have to stop development, they're actually fine now. They can just deal with the current model that they were already fine with, that they already agreed to. But if they want to update their game, or if anyone wants to start development next year, then it's a question of, do you want to continue with Unity? Because now you have to deal with the new contract. And I think the big takeaway from all of this is, you even mentioned, did they do something extreme just so when they walk it back, they seem like the good guys?
Right.
Maybe that was the long-term play, but regardless,
they fucked up.
Who on earth would trust Unity at this point?
Totally. And it's not even the game developers themselves. Other companies, like, what if you're Microsoft, why would you ever want to deal with like Unity if you could help it at this point? Especially after they're like, no, don't worry about it, we'll charge Microsoft the runtime fee. And they're like, wait, you're gonna do what now? Like, why would any company want to work with them at this point? Like, I don't know what they decide. This was a bad play.
The trust is lost. So like, totally. At this point, like, even if this was great, if it worked out fine for them, Unity has now proven that they are completely comfortable with, at the drop of a hat, saying, what if we threw everyone under the bus to make more money, and then just like seeing what happens? And why would you want to work with someone like that? Like,
yeah, especially because in
their name so bad, it would take like it would probably take years of good faith before anyone starts coming back to Unity.
Honestly, it would take probably cleaning out the current managers and structure, like completely starting new, and even then, it would still take good faith from there. But
yeah, because I mean, even at that point, it's like, well, that's great that you changed the guard, did all that, but I've been working on Unreal now for the last 18 months. No, I'm not coming back to Unity. That for the same reason, like, that's just hard to do. Like, what incentives do I have here?
Totally.
Like,
no, it's like, what they've done so much to hurt themselves and the industry with like this stupid play that it's incredible. Actually, I was listening to some people talk about this, and apparently Unity is also the thing that, like, if you are going into game design and you take like a course, they're going to teach you Unity because it's the easiest one for... There's a kid in a little town called White Rock, which is actually where my girlfriend's from, weirdly, that like he's 13 years old and he's releasing a game, I think this year or something. And he used Unity because Unity is so simple. It's kind of the learning platform. So a lot of schools apparently have been using Unity. And now they're all like, why would the fuck would we use this? We want to set our students up for like success. And this company obviously doesn't give a shit about anybody who uses their stuff. They retroactively changed a part of their TOS that they added years ago, saying we will not like be able to change anything without notice from these terms of service. They just got rid of that, like, to do this little stunt. Like, why would anybody trust them? Fuck Unity. They're complete garbage at this point, and I'm glad the devs that are working on stuff won't get screwed over for now, but I sincerely hope everybody leaves it and tries to find something better if they can, because it's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, it'll be interesting to see if Unity comes up in the news at any point anymore, if there's any more to the story. But yeah, no, I think that's, at this point, people should be very careful about working with this company.
Mark it in your calendar, like 3 or 4 years from now. Let's see if they're still making any money at all. When enough time has gone by that people that are working on projects now have them out.
One of the things I was hearing during all of this is Unity also works for like the American military.
Oh yeah,
so
that's true.
They have tons of contracts in the military. So
yeah,
I'm sure they looked at the thing and said, yeah, we could like screw over a bunch of small game developers, but who cares? We're designing rockets over here.
Yeah.
And they bring in a ton of money, so let's just get more money out of them.
Yeah, true.
So Unity will probably be fine because they're making weapons.
Yeah, true.
All right, don't nod. They have a game coming out called Banishers: Ghosts of New Eden.
Mm-hmm.
People don't remember Don't Nod. They made Life is Strange, and then there was a trailer for this one talking about like ghosts and stuff. This was supposed to come out in November, on November 7th, which I completely didn't really realize. But the point of this news story is they are pushing it to February, literally for the reason of there's too many games coming out this fall.
Yeah, that makes sense. Of course. Why wouldn't you?
I'll read the quote here. We've decided to postpone the release of this new franchise by 3 months as the market is experiencing an intense release cycle for AAA titles on PC and consoles at the end of the year. We are convinced that a commercial release of Banishers: Ghosts of New Eden during a less saturated period will give it the attention it deserves. So yet another game getting out of the way of this fall's heavy release cycle.
It's honestly smart.
I'm glad. I didn't even realize it was coming out. I was interested in this game. There's no way I would have had time for it.
Totally. Yeah, no, for sure. This is a good move. I like that PR companies and publishers have started kind of realizing, oh, it's stupid to hold on to a date just because like we promised a stockholder meeting that when like a million other things are coming out. I'm glad.
Well, I'm sure they're already seeing some games coming out that are on the smaller side. I'm thinking like Immortals of Avium.
Yeah.
Do terribly, and they're like, crap, that was kind of the scale of game we were making.
Yeah.
We can't let that happen to us.
We can't be eaten up by whatever release. Yeah, for sure. Because November is usually Call of Duty month too, so I don't know why people would ever try to release in November if they could help it.
Sure, yeah. All right, Epic Games laid off 16% of their employees this week.
That was today, wasn't it? Or was it yesterday?
Today, which equaled around 830 employees.
Right.
Which is a huge... There's a lot of people working at Epic Games.
Yeah.
So that's a bummer to see, especially because I was seeing a lot of people saying, like, Epic keeps bringing in billions of dollars. Like, we keep seeing Sony investing, like, $1 billion. 200 million was the year before that. I think Lego even put in close to $1 billion in the last year or so. So it is weird to see that they aren't able to support this much staff. But, you know, capitalism.
I mean, it makes... They overhire... Like... The thing that makes me actually think, oh, this isn't just like Tim Sweeney probably... I mean, it is part of that, but Tim Sweeney wanting another yacht is they also got rid of Bandcamp and some other like side business stuff. They
got rid of all of Bandcamp? It's just gone?
Yeah, they sold it off to...
oh, I didn't see that one. Okay.
I think it's in here. Song Trade R. Song Trader. Apparently it's...
it's probably Song Trader, right?
Song Trader, yeah. So...
Yeah.
And apparently they're just going to keep doing what Bandcamp does. But yeah, the fact that they're selling off other investments kind of says to me, oh yeah, they're probably actually hemorrhaging money in a way that they
saw that a lot of Mediatonic, the developers behind Fall Guys, got hit kind of heavily. They're not completely gone. But that's a bummer to see. You get purchased up by a company and then a bunch of you guys get laid off.
Apparently, Super Awesome's advertising business is going independent, so they're not using that anymore or something. So yeah, they're getting rid of a lot of fat, I guess. They're trimming the fat a little bit. It's too bad, though. It sucks.
Oh, for sure. On the other side of companies that don't make money, GameStop.
Yeah.
This was just kind of a funny read. Headline reads, GameStop's new billionaire boss calls for extreme frugality in email to staff.
Okay, yeah.
So I guess he was a GameStop chairman. This guy named Ryan Cohen, who was the founder of Chewy, the like energy granola bars. He was a chairman. He appointed himself the CEO, so he's the current CEO of GameStop. He did this on Thursday.
Okay.
So in his introductory email, I'm just going to read it to you because it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right, here's the full email.
Okay.
I will be straight to the point. It is not sustainable for GameStop to operate a money-losing business.
Yeah.
The mission is to operate hyper efficiency and profitability. Our expense structure must allow us to endure any adverse scenario, whether it's a difficult economy or revenue deceleration from shrinking software. We must be profitable. Our job is to make sure GameStop is here for decades to come. Extreme frugality is required. Every expense at the company must be scrutinized under a microscope and all waste eliminated. The company has no use for delegators and money wasters. I expect everyone to treat company money like their own and lead by example. Prospering in retail means survival. If we survive, we stay in the game. Survival is avoiding the deadly sins that often lead retailers to self-destruct. This is usually a result of the following: buying bad inventory, using leverage, and running expenses too high. By avoiding these self-inflicted mistakes and focusing on the basics, GameStop can be here for a long time. I expect everyone to roll up their sleeves and work hard. I'm not getting paid, so I'm either going down with the ship or turning the company around. I much prefer the latter. It won't be easy. Best of luck to us all, Ryan.
So I was wondering, like, when he's saying we have to be like hyper efficient and whatever, I was just thinking, motherfuckers just sit there at a desk and wait for people to come in and give money. But then when he brings up the like buying bad inventory, I'm like, oh, okay, I see. Some GameStops are probably just still being like, yeah, we'll buy your copy of Madden that we're never gonna sell or something.
Well, so I read that line as like, what do you mean you should stop buying bad inventory? Half your store are Funko Pops.
Yeah.
Newsflash, that's bad inventory. No one wants a Funko Pop.
And like the Funko Pops that collectors do want, they are not going to get at a GameStop. They're going to pay way too much money for it on eBay. So like, I don't know, but yeah, get out of that market probably. How does GameStop even turn it? Like, let's say we're employees, we read this and we're like, okay, we got to make a change. We're going to get this ship turned around.
Sorry, let me get into the headspace. Okay, so I'm making minimum wage.
Yeah.
My manager probably hates me.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right.
And they didn't fully pay out your vacation time either. Just to
I get vacation time. I'm making minimum wage and I get vacation time.
Well,
no, there's no way.
No, they didn't.
Making me work. They're making me work 37 hours a week so that I
just so you don't have to. Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, 37 and a half or whatever. Okay. How do you even turn this around? Like, say you're the manager of a GameStop. You can't do anything to turn it around.
No. We literally talked about this like a week ago with the like next Xbox stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Physical media is
dead.
Is dying.
Yeah.
It is absolutely dying.
Yeah.
And this is the exact attitude of someone who knows it's dying and is scraping at anything they possibly can to make the last couple bucks available. And then if you're anyone like below management, you don't give a shit, and there's no way you're treating company money like your own.
Yeah.
I believe in GameStop so much. If this company sinks, I sink.
I'm sinking with it.
I'm 16 years old.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Like,
honestly, like, when was the last time you went into a GameStop and like smiled, like you felt good about it?
I mean, I'll do you one better. I don't remember the last time I've walked into a game store, period.
Yeah. That's me too. I honestly could not even tell you the last time I went into a GameStop.
I think I went into one to buy Persona 5 when that came out the first time, not Royal, the first time back whenever that was. So that might have been the last time.
Like 2018-ish? 2017-ish?
Yeah, probably around there. Yeah.
It's like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, this is totally grasping at straws, just trying to like hope that he has a career here at the end of the year. Whatever. That's funny. That's a funny email, actually.
It is super weird, and it definitely like screams like I'm a manager who cares too much. All right, last little bit. Jim Ryan is stepping down as CEO of PlayStation. He is retiring in March of 2024. Hiroki Totoki will assume the role of chairman of SIE effective October 2023.
Until they find a replacement.
1st. will be appointed interim CEO of SIE while he continues his current role at Sony Group. And yes, they will be finding a replacement after that time.
Yeah.
End of an era, I guess. I don't really have like much to say about Jim Ryan other than he seemed like an old white dude who...
Fuck Jim Ryan. I'm glad he's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
I'm just trying to think, because like I remember like no one liked Sean Layden. He also wasn't there for very long.
Yeah, I forgot actually about him.
I can't really think of anything like super negative from Jim Ryan. He wasn't in like the public persona as much as like Phil Spencer is, or...
We'll forget about Jim Ryan as well. He'll be forgotten. I just hope the next one isn't worse. I guess. You just never know.
I think, did it say 30 years at PlayStation?
Since 1994 or something. Yeah.
Well, or is that PlayStation itself was 94? Oh, it just says after 30 years, I made the decision to retire. So I guess he was at some part of Sony for 30 years. All right. With that, let's do some questions. Okay. If you'd like to send a question, topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. This first one, I'll read this one. Rasterman wrote in with a quiz.
Okay.
Let me pull it up so it's not spoiled for either of us. Okay. Skipping all of the genie-related stuff.
Eat it. Oh my god, how much genie-related stuff is there?
Well, I'm just trying to like piece together the sentences. I'll just read the genie stuff, I guess, as well.
Okay.
Legally bound wizard Gabriel has been doing some work behind the scenes, but he can't seem to get things right for some reason. During his many ups and downs, he got into the position of curating Steam games.
Okay.
Particularly some of the worst reviewed ones.
Okay.
This is actually a really long-winded way of asking if you can guess which of these are in the bottom 50 games as of this writing. September 22nd.
Okay. That's a big swath.
He's given us a list of games here. And we're supposed to guess if they're in the bottom 50 in the bottom 50 list. Is that just like of all Steam? Because these seem like good games, some of these, or a lot of these. I can't imagine they're in the worst 50 of
Well, he's probably, I mean, that's the quiz, right? He's probably mixing in good ones that might throw us off or whatever.
Okay. I would assume most of these. Okay, anyway. All right, First one. NBA 2K24.
Oh, that's easily in the bottom 50. People hated the monetization. They got huge backlash.
Okay. I have no idea. Yes, it was. Okay, Redfall. That's probably in the bottom.
Yeah, Redfall, especially on Steam, because people paid money for that. So yeah, for sure.
Right, true. Yes, Payday 3. People seemed upset last week.
Oh, man.
So I'm going to say yes.
Probably. Yeah, probably there.
It's not.
Okay. I can also see that, honestly.
Okay, this one's easy. Dynasty Warriors 9. It's a Mushu game. Of course, it's in the bottom 50.
I don't think it is.
It is. Told you.
Okay.
Spoiler, Mushu games are trash.
No, they're pretty good.
Kerbal Space Program 2.
Oh, 2.
I haven't heard.
I haven't people talk about 2, so probably
I haven't heard much at all. I'm going to say it's not. I think
I'm going to say
like
it is. Otherwise, people would be hyping it more.
It's not.
Okay. I don't hear people talk about it at all.
Hunt Down the Freeman. I don't know what this is. Is this a mod for Half-Life 2?
Hunt Down the Freeman. I'll say no, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I'll say no. It's not. Whatever that is. Airport Simulator 2014.
That's extremely... That specificity makes me think, yes, it is. But I don't know why it would be.
I have no idea. No, it's not.
Okay.
Madden NFL 24. I didn't hear anyone talk about this year's Madden.
Madden? I'll say no. I don't know. I haven't heard it.
I'm going to say no as well. Yes, it is.
Okay, fair.
Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 1. I'm going to say yes, it is. It's a Sonic game.
Yeah, I'm going to say it is. I think people hated that one.
Oh, it's not. Fucking weirdos. Okay.
Oh, it's Episode 2 people hated then? They hated one of them.
I don't know. I hated all of them.
No, they're fine.
Deus Ex The Fall.
I don't even know what that is. I'll say yes.
I'm going to say no. It is, I guess. Okay, Call of Duty Warzone.
Oh. Is that
So this
fan
is the
base shitty
free-to-play
enough?
battle royale, right?
Yeah, I'll say no.
I thought it was popular, so I guess I'll say
Yeah.
no. It is.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe if you just get enough, if you get enough gamers in a room, it turns negative.
I mean,
what I'm
that's
starting to
true.
realize.
That's why I don't talk to gamers.
Monopoly Plus.
Oh, I've seen so many TikTok ads for that. I'll say yeah. I think people just hate it because of
I
that.
have no idea. It's not.
Okay, fair.
All right. Thanks for the quiz.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. Weird array of games, to be sure. Ahiave says, what games surprise you with the actors they managed to sign? It could be something simple, like Nicolas Cage in Dead by Daylight, or it could be whatever bonkers cast Command & Conquer Red Alert 3 or Quest for the Code had. And then there's some links there if we want to check those out. Games surprise you with actors that they managed to sign. I mean, Nicolas Cage was kind of a big one for, like, everybody on the internet, right? That was huge for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first game Nicolas Cage has been in. Yeah, this Red Alert. Let me just read you some of these names that are jumping out to me. Tim Curry.
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons. George Takei. David Hasselhoff.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are like the biggest names here. That's still pretty great.
Yeah. Keanu in Cyberpunk is a good pull for sure. That was a big thing. Oh, and Idris Elba.
That was a big surprise as well.
Honestly, Cyberpunk's pulled some. Idris Elba is good.
Yeah, but the Keanu one, like that was like a huge meme and a moment.
Oh my god, I feel like there's some other things I just can't think of right now. No one from Death Stranding. Oh yeah, the fact that Jeff Keighley's in there is kind of funny, I guess. I don't know. I don't care about Norman.
I wasn't really like surprised.
Yeah, because Hideo Kojima has the biggest heart-on for Hollywood ever. Of course, he's gonna hire whoever. The fact that he got rid of David Hayter for Snake is kind of shitty, just because he loves what's his name? What's 24 guy?
The 24 guy, yeah. Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, just because he loves Kiefer Sutherland, like that was surprising in a way that I kind of hate.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good one. Yeah, nothing really else is coming to mind for me.
Yeah.
Yo, you know, the fun one was Saints Row the Third when Burt Reynolds showed up.
Okay.
Even your character was like, "Holy shit, Burt Reynolds! Hell yeah!" I liked that. That was pretty good.
Don't the GTA games have a few kind of good cameos from people?
I'm sure they have tons. I don't know if they're playing themselves or if they're just voice acting. Although, wait, GTA Online didn't it have like Dr. Dre?
Oh, here we go.
Ago?
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson was in I think it doesn't say here, but he was in not Vice. What's the other? San Andreas as like the dirty cop or whatever. I thought that was fun.
Kevin writes, what are some good video games for fans of classic literature?
Oh, obviously Dante's Inferno. It's a 1-to-1 of the Great Tragedy or whatever.
Yeah. I guess you can't really take genre into account, so you have to just kind of go off of like the themes and stuff. So like maybe that one would work. What was the one last year from Obsidian? The adventure game.
The one from Obsidian. Oh my god, The Outer Worlds, that one?
No, the adventure game, where it's all like manuscript kind of pages, the art
Oh, Pentiment?
Pentiment.
Sure.
I think that one would be pretty good.
Oh my god, Disco Elysium probably. It's very bookish in the way you kind of do stuff. Another RPG.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Like what type of books, like classic literature? There's all of the Sherlock Holmes games, even though they're kind of more horror game bent than the books are.
Sherlock Holmes. Are they? I thought they were kind of adventure gamey sometimes.
Yeah, but they deal with like creepy mystery stuff, not like whodunits as much. The Witcher, of course. That's actually like a super obvious one now that that's said. I'm just trying to think of games that are kind of based on books. Spec Ops The Line has a very good story thing.
Is that based on a book?
I don't know. Let me look it up.
I know there was that, somewhat famous article written about it, which I read that from Brendan Keogh in Australia, but I don't think the game was based on a book.
Yeah, I can't find anything. Up series, blah blah.
Anyway, the one I had was Pentiment, so that was my answer for that.
Yeah, fair. Dead writes, "What's the closest you've been to dying?" Right now, every day we get a little bit closer, son.
It was probably actually just like making like a blind turn in a car and accidentally like getting like a little too close to just being T-boned, like, but nothing like really exciting like that. Just like, oh shit, I did not check my blind spot, that could have got bad.
I mean, the scary idea is that you've probably been like a second away from death like thousands of times in your life and you just never knew.
I mean, I hope not, but yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I know, right? It's such a bad feeling.
An invisible force is just kind of nudging you a little bit.
Just
your guardian angel.
Yeah.
Did you have an answer for this one?
No, not really.
Okay. VGC Kenny, which restaurant would you spend 24 hours in with the following amenities? The only people in the restaurant are you, anyone who you invite, and workers who rotate shifts every 6 hours and are paid double to do this.
Okay.
You can order from the menu whenever you want at no cost to you. You can bring whatever you want inside the restaurant, be it like a console, PC and games, books, movies, TV, bed, etc. And you can live stream the experience, but a quarter of the money you make during this time goes to the restaurant, and another quarter goes to an employee working this. Does your answer change if it was 48 hours? It seems like you can basically set up your own little room here, and like no one will bug you. You don't have to do the live stream thing.
Yeah. I'll answer the last part. Like, my answer doesn't change if it's 48 hours because I'm going to pick something I could spend 24 hours in.
Well, so is the real question here like what the food that you like at this point?
I guess so. I was thinking of like a stupid answer like I don't know, Margaritaville or something, just so I can listen to that Jimmy Buffett song a million times on repeat.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. I've never been to a Margaritaville.
That I might get bored.
Yeah.
And I know it's like a short period of time, so it's almost just kind of like an endurance test to see if you can get through it. But if it's like if I might want to pick something where I can get up and do stuff. So stuff that comes to mind is like Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah. That's totally me too. Or a barcade. Or something.
Or a barcade. Yeah. So what I was gonna say down here, like Dave and Buster's, where it's like an arcade, a full restaurant, and then they have like big screen TVs that are usually showing sports. But that's neither here nor there. What might also be fun though is like, oh man, I haven't been to one of these. They're in the States. What is the like medieval times?
Oh yeah, I haven't been to one either.
Yeah. So like, anything that's like almost a dinner and a show. It's like, oh, I could break up my day like this.
And then make them just spar for 24 hours. That'd be real fun.
The people who normally are the sparers, they're coming in to do their shift and they're getting paid double. So they're probably happy to do their regular work for twice the pay.
Totally.
I don't think I would live stream it.
Yeah.
There's no benefit to me. I guess the money I make on the stream, but like I don't.
Yeah, who cares?
So in this scenario, I guess I'm making no money, right?
Yeah, but you're also spending none, so who cares?
Okay, so now, but I'm spending my time. So now what is the actual incentive for me to do it? Because I don't want to spend like a weekend stuck into medieval times.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, no. Like, I guess you have to, because you're right. My answer is, oh, I don't. Next question. Like, because I don't want to do
Yeah,
that.
you do have to.
So you
Okay,
just
so
have to.
I think I pick like a Dave and Buster's. I bring a bunch of my close friends, and it's basically just like, old school birthday party. We're going to the
Yeah.
arcade and stuff together, but we're adults and we're gonna play in the arcade for a bit. Then we're gonna watch a movie, and then they're probably gonna go home, and I'm gonna be like, all right, I'll see you in 18 hours. Because they're not stuck here.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, that's probably the answer. All right. No Let's Baby says, I'm going to Calgary/Banff in March for my birthday and to see the Seattle Kraken. Any places to check out / places to eat?
Yeah, okay. So March, so it'll still be cold and slushy out. So
It'll
that's
be
a bummer.
slushy. Yeah, for sure. Hopefully not cold, but I mean, we've had stranger things happen.
Oh, it'll still be cold, guaranteed.
Probably. It will probably
I feel
be
like
cold.
we start getting, or I shouldn't say we anymore. I feel like Calgary starts getting warm in like May,
Yeah.
at like the earliest. Okay, Banff is absolutely great to go. There is, let's see if I can find the name of it. There is a small lake near Banff called Lake Minnewanka. That's Minnewank. It's a short drive from Banff, like the entrance to Banff. If you're coming from Calgary, you'll get to a part where it's like you'll pass Canmore, which is another nice little town right outside of Banff. You'll pass Canmore, and then when it says, "Hey, take a left to go into Banff," if you take a right and then drive for like 10 minutes, there's a really nice little lake there with a great, gorgeous view of a mountain. I always go there when I go to Banff. Um, but Banff itself, the gondola up to like the tippy top is very cool. It's a little expensive,
All
but
of Banff is expensive, though.
the
Like,
view
be
you
prepared.
get is incredible. Go to the Banff Springs,
Yeah.
the hot springs.
Yeah, the hot
Absolutely worth
springs.
it. You're in a giant hot tub outside on the edge of a mountain. Incredible, incredible. Walk around the Banff Springs Hotel. You don't stay there because it is the most expensive thing in your life,
Yeah.
but you're basically, they let you just walk into it and you can kind of just look at it, and they always have it decorated and it looks like Hogwarts, and that's like just a nice walk to do that for sure. You can also walk along the river all the way to the Bass Springs Hotel. That's a nice walk to do. There's some small waterfalls.
Yeah.
There's a Japanese restaurant. I forget the name of it in Banff. It's just off the main drag. Banff is kind of one main drag. I can't imagine there's a lot of Japanese restaurants there, but I think that place is extremely tasty, so I recommend that one.
Yeah. If you're adventurous, there's a place called the Grizzly House, and you can get a bunch of off the grid meats type of thing.
Actually, yeah. This is like your one time going to Banff. Go to the Grizzly House. It is on the more expensive side, but it's kind of a fun experience. You're in like a massive log cabin.
Yep.
And they have fondue there. You could go there just for like dessert and get chocolate fondue. But if you want to go for there for the meats, they have like ostrich and crocodile and stuff like that.
Snake.
And they have the fun little thing where every table has a phone.
Yeah.
And you pick it up and you can phone other tables. And that's that's a really silly, weird thing you can just do.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about Banff is that you're probably not going to miss no matter what you do. It's a tourist destination for a reason. There's a lot of really good stuff. Just be prepared to spend money. If you are able to drive half an hour to an hour, I think northwest a bit, Lake Louise is beautiful too. It might be frozen though, the lake itself.
Lake Louise is super beautiful, but yes, from Calgary, Lake Louise is like a 3-hour drive.
Well, it's not too far from Banff itself, as long as the roads aren't bad. That's also kind of the problem, is that those roads can be really bad.
Right, but Banff is also like an hour and a half from Calgary, so you're adding on to that. But yes, Lake Louise is incredibly gorgeous, absolutely, for sure.
Yeah.
In terms of Calgary,
I mean, it's a city, like, so it depends what you want to do. I think
it also depends where you're staying, because Calgary is super spread out.
True.
That's the thing, like that a lot of the cities like where I'm in around here is they're very condensed.
Yeah.
Calgary's so spread out. I'm going to assume you're going here and you have a car. I hope you do. You probably want to rent a car.
Yeah.
If not just to get to Banff, but to get around Calgary.
Yeah.
But what are some of your favorite restaurant spots? Because you probably know a lot more than I do now.
I mean, I like going out for Japanese cuisine, and there's a shit ton of them. I'm trying to think if there's anything kind of fun or... Oh, you should probably... If you're here and you're willing to spend a little bit of money, I can't remember the name of it. There's a Brazilian steakhouse that's really good.
I actually have one thing bookmarked for the next time I go to Calgary. There's I just saw it like on Instagram. Class Clown Hamburgers.
Okay.
Seems pretty good. I'm gonna try that when I get there. Peter's Drive-In is like a staple for burgers, milkshakes, and stuff.
I think it's Bolero, but it's pretty far south from me, so I haven't been down there. Yeah, Peter's Drive-In is good. I'm trying to think if there's anything like special because the big thing obviously is the Stampede, but that's not for like months after you'll be here. What other you could go to the Calgary Tower. I necessarily wouldn't recommend it. It's not that big, and it is.
Also, I think I saw this person's from Seattle, so you have the Space Needle. It's the same thing, but red.
And smaller.
It does have a revolving restaurant up there. I think what you should do is go to COP. That is the ski park that is inside the city. Mm-hmm. Even if you're not a skier or a snowboarder, they have like big inner tube slides that you can go down this hill in the snow, like toboggan style on these big inner tubes. That's a ton of fun. So that's a fun outing that I always recommend people do.
Okay, that's pretty. Yeah, that time, like Princess Island Park is usually kind of nice in the summer, but it probably won't be nice enough for you to walk around that at that time.
Yeah, cold.
I don't know.
A lot of ice skating around downtown, though. If you want to do ice skating, there's plenty of places. Bonus Park has ice skating.
Yeah, there's that little rink across from the city hall as well.
Yeah, Olympic Park isn't that what it's called? Olympic Plaza.
Olympic Plaza. Yeah, that's kind of nice. They have like usually lights up and stuff too at night if you go during the night. The zoo here is actually pretty good. Like it would be worth, if you like animals and stuff, might be worth checking out. But again, the time
it has a huge dinosaur exhibit for sure. It won't have zoo lights on though, because that's a Christmas thing.
Yeah, it won't have that.
If you're looking for other day trip out of town stuff, Drumheller has one of the most famous dinosaur fossil museums in the world.
It's really cool. Yeah,
it's about an hour away from Calgary.
It's worth seeing. Some of the best ice cream is in Cochrane as well. If you're going to take a day trip out there, that's pretty good.
What's the spot?
Let me find out the name of it.
Drop some names.
It is... I think it's McKay's. Let's quickly...
Cochrane is outside of Calgary, though, so that is a drive.
Yeah, McKay's ice cream in Cochrane.
Okay.
That's a kind of nice half-day trip. It's not far out of Calgary, I will say.
If you're a nerd, Sentry Box is a huge board game, card game store, kind of just outside of downtown.
Sentry Box, sure. I'm trying to think if there's any other like big nerdy things. If you want a game store, you'll want Video Game Traders. Off 17.
John always goes to, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, listen, I saw you're in the Discord. You know I'm there. If you need specific recommendations, you can just DM me and I'll get back to you about something. But these are just basic things that like maybe everybody should check out if they're here.
Okay, Suga writes, what is your favorite unconventional competitive game like Catherine or Sanrio World Smash Ball?
I like watching competitive Tetris a lot. Like when you have Grandmasters racing. Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah. That's fun. Yeah. I don't watch a ton of it, but when I have watched it, I've watched Tetris, I've watched some Catherine. And just, the few times I watch awesome games on Quick, just seeing the weird speed runs and the races are pretty fun. But yeah, I don't have a great answer for this one. I don't watch a lot of it.
to play Windjammers is really good.
Okay.
Phantom Aegis writes, ahoy TDP crew. Overall, do you prefer potato or corn chips / crisps? Corn. 100% I prefer.
I was going to say potato, but I don't really eat chips in general.
Okay.
Hebrew Lantern writes, what was the first thing that made you think I'm officially too old?
Trick-or-treating.
Oh, that's, that might technically be it. Yeah.
Maybe Santa, but like I don't remember that moment where I kind of realized Santa didn't exist.
Oh, it just kind of like gradually happened.
I guess so, or something. Maybe through osmosis or something.
If I'm trying to think of one that was like kind of recent, it would be Gen Zers wearing baggy pants.
If I want to think of something more recent, it's when I worked in a Staples warehouse when I was in my like mid-20s, and every other person that worked there were talking about prom and grad because they were all 18. I was like, I'm gonna kill myself. I can't be around you. Like, this is so far out of my scope at this point that I don't understand.
Yeah.
Final question from Hayes Hero X. If you were a video game fighting character, where would your stage be? How would the stage represent you or show your personal style? What would my stage be?
I'm going to either be in a movie theater, and
okay,
that could be kind of fun because there'd probably be like short little clips of movies that would like come on and off in the background. And they would all be little spoofs of like, oh, I know which movie that is, but it would be twisted enough or styled enough that they wouldn't get in trouble. And there would be like patrons coming in and they would like trip and spill popcorn. Someone in the back is like having sex.
Yeah. Pee Wee Herman.
The other idea I had would be a gym, and you would see people in the background like working out and silly stuff like that would happen.
And doing weird shit like leaving flossers on the ground or something, whatever the last thing was.
People who go to the gym can be super weird. Yep, absolutely.
What would a stage be? Would
it be like a warehouse? Would it be like at an airport?
Like, that's my job, but I don't know that that's like a personality thing necessarily. Okay. Yeah, I guess so. If we like, that could actually just happen. I could get in a fight at the airport and it becomes a stage.
Well, you could get in a fight anywhere.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I don't know. I would want some like weird abstract like tech world or something, probably just chords and garbage. Like the cyberpunk type style of Observer and not cyberpunk, just like disgusting shitty chords and like old tech everywhere sort of thing, not like sleek sexy cyberpunk.
In my gym one, there would be one character you would see in the background and he would walk in and he's super skinny, and as the fight goes on and he does more exercises, he's getting more and more muscular.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's a good
so
bit.
Just kind of watch him on his fitness journey.
That's pretty cool, actually. I like that.
That's going to do it for questions. If you want to send in questions for next week, topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What is your game of the week?
Payday 3.
And mine is the Switch cloud version of Resident Evil No, it's Starfield.
What a mouthful.
Yep. Thanks everyone for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.